Draw a box. The thing about a sketchbook is you don't think people are gonna see it. That's why I'm a little bit shy, because it's like I just want to put all my thoughts in there. Yeah, my sketchbook is not so much about sketching things or plein air drawings. It's about putting ideas and concepts. It's almost like a little bit of a journal. I have a lot of words in it. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're like someone that shouldn't be here at THU?
Yeah, a little bit. I think when I read everyone's profile, I thought, oh, I'm not an animator, I'm not a cartoonist. I do a little bit of like, design and art, but I'm not in like the film entertainment industry per se. So I was very honored for sure. But I'm not that. But I feel like there could be overlaps in terms of lessons that we can learn from each other that is applicable. It does speak to me because we're in the business of storytelling too. Yeah. So my background's in architecture. I like to write in block letters. I have intersecting lines and all that. So I guess my thing about sketchbooks is I have quite a few at home. I love beautiful like moleskins and all that, but I read somewhere that the thing about having a sketchbook is it's so precious you just don't want to destroy it. So I went the other way around. I don't want to be precious about it. So I'm like just destroy it like with like my whatever I have in here. This one's a 10-meter long artwork and of a landscape. This was for a client that owns a Japanese fine dining restaurant. The thing about my work is I don't want to do things that are expected. I want to use materials that are around us that we're familiar with in a different way. So they pride themselves in using fresh ingredients. So I went to look for ingredients that they use. Okay, so I also skip around in my sketchbook quite a bit. So it's a bit like messy. Okay. This one is a installation that I'm creating end of the year. I'm trying to lead with emotions now, so I write out emotions has to be this. So it's going to be a bamboo sculpture, and then you hang the laundry off that. Here's another version of it. That's like
it looks
tall.
really good with your sketchbook.
Okay, that's the only like good part. I think everything goes downhill from here. Okay, and then so it's hanging laundry and all that. So it's about the child, me actually, going into this place that I lived in China, in Shanghai, seeing laundry hung and just being fascinated. I think initially when I started working, I did it like to fit the client's needs, like commission like client, what do the audience like? But I realized I should tell personal stories. I want to create a character that people resonate with. So I'm kind of straddling the fine art / commercial art a little bit. I would love to go more into the art market side. But there's a part of me that's rebellious. I go like, you guys are doing a lot of like things that I want to break a lot of rules. And I think that THU, it like reminded me that lead with emotions, like storytelling is the most important. Make people connect with your character. So I've kind of come up with a character for all my work. She is called Little Red. It's a stick character. So a lot of my work is very, very planned, right? It's built, planned, modeled out, and then we construct it. But this little girl, I want to draw with my left hand. I want to create the impressive stuff with my right hand. But intuition should come from my left hand. And I want to intentionally make it look like very like left hand, like don't draw with like I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to be very raw, like really just like a kid. That's my thing. When I draw with my right hand, it starts to look adult. So I guess it represents the inner child in me. Her eyes are a little bit like slanted. It shows she's a bit happy and sad at the same time. So it's my existential side coming out. Like it's a little bit about being very happy, but at the same time, life is so brief, and we have this one shot. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for this life. but I'm so sad that one day it may have to end. The more vulnerable side comes out of me, because I think when I build impressive installations, it's very easy to remove myself from it. Like, look at how impressive this is. It's amazing. Like, look at the joints, the detail. It's nothing about the
emotion.
Yeah, the emotion. So this is when she comes out. So even with a big installation like this, I'm gonna try to get her to be the character that looks up or runs or interacts or something like that. For example, in Chinese culture, you should not stick your chopsticks in a bowl like this, like in the rice, because it looks like you're praying to the gods. It's bad luck. So little things like that makes me go, oh, interesting. Like, can I study about chopsticks and why they're stuck like that? Like, what material can I use to repeat that? Laundry, maybe you have to hang it with like clips. In China, they hang it off a bamboo pole. It's different. So the same thing done in a different way is interesting to me. So I want to use those materials. Especially more right now, I want to talk more about current issues, about social issues. Because I think about my art and I go, in the future, when, say, I'm not around anymore, what can people learn from our time today? So I write down like the topics that I like to work on. Okay, there's one on corruption right now. That's an issue in my country. And then, so there's an activist political side of me. I hate corruption, says the little girl. So I think about what makes me really angry is this. So I go, emotions should be humor. It has to be very funny and kind of innocent, sarcasm, truth. And then lead with emotions. Yeah, I'm playing around with different kinds of eyes because I feel like it's just like 2 lines. Is it too simple? I don't know. But I like the kind of happy, sad kind of look. Am I thinking too much? That kind of thing.
Do you think you think too much?
Sometimes I do. I think I'm trying to like let go of that a little bit. Yeah. So and it's a lot of words. When I have new ideas, I write it down. Sometimes it's, oh my gosh, I have to tell. So I have a team of 5. I forget that I have to tell them to do this or that. Like, tell CC and Esmond that when branded commissions come in, they will take the lead to come up with concepts so I can free my mental headspace. Yeah, because I forget these things. It's like 1,000 things running at the same time. So this book is a reflection of my brain that's going on. And then it jumps to, interesting themes are blah, 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 propaganda posters and politics, blah, blah. And then suddenly it goes, I forgot to wish like this like guy who's like a kind of like mentor figure. Happy belated birthday, Bran! So I showed it to him on Zoom. I go back and forth a lot, and then when I'm in the plane, I get to really read it.
When do you have time?
I have time. I try to, after 6 p.m., I actually try to intentionally stop working. I think when I cook, that's when I really slow down. And you disconnect? I try to disconnect. I watch a bit of like Netflix and all, and then like some thoughts would come in and I go, okay, like draw, like write like the ideas. Things like, the fish, when you eat it, you cannot flip it, for example. Like things like that. I want to reflect that in my art. So I do go back to them a lot. I try to keep one at a time. And when I'm done, I move on to the next one. And I kind of date it. I put my phone number here just in case it's lost. This says Little Red Book in Chinese. The red book, the Chinese red book. Yeah, so I'm like, no, this is my red book.
When was the last time you saw like an old sketchbook, a really old sketchbook, or some drawings you had as a child or something?
I saw that when my mom sent it to me. I think sketches that I created when I was like 6 or 7 or something like that. So I would leave her all these like notes, but in like comic form. So this is one that I think I did when I was 7 or something like that. This is dated 95. My mom dated it. So when I was angry with my mom, I would draw and then write a letter. So it's very similar to this, actually. Draw and write a letter, send it to her, like put it under her like door and tell her, I'm not going to talk to you for 3 days because this is what you did to me. I did a lot of comics. I like to use like bubbles and like I was very influenced by Calvin and Hobbes. Like, I'm a child, but I have all these adult thoughts.
Did you feel like proud of yourself by watching that?
No, I'm embarrassed. I'm really embarrassed.
Why?
I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought it was good at the time. It's so bad. It's, I guess it's innocent, but it's like, ugh. Yeah. Tried to sketch a bit about like where I am sometimes, and I don't want to forget some moments. So a lot about my stuff is also recently about memories. This one is, I think I was having a good moment, having a drink with an elderly friend, and I was thinking, oh, he's in his 80s. I just love this moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can go to the next part. So you just pick a page of any of these.
Okay.
And yeah, you can see.
No, dude, what the heck? Oh, this is really nice. I'll do it my way then. I'll draw what I think. This is like what my next exhibition will look like roughly, I think, in the space. Okay.
How did you change from the architecture? Well, there's still architecture in your work, in the body of work, but how did you just...
I started to get commissions coming in to do what I do. At start really bizarre. I'm like, wow, like people are paying me to do this like stuff that I like. That's like my hobby on the weekend. Of course, it's not been smooth sailing. There's been ups and downs. If I didn't do it, I think I wouldn't have met so many interesting people, traveled so much, and also ultimately create the work that I do now. I feel very grateful for sure. To be born in this time where we can use the internet to get work and not have to rely that much on gatekeepers. I feel like there's more options for us to choose what we want to do now if we're clever about it. There's resources that's free if you want to learn about different things. And then, like geographically, things are more breaking down a little bit more. So I'm born in Malaysia. I'm not born in the US and all that. Like growing up, I always thought, oh my gosh, I have to be there like to get all the best jobs and all that. But that's not necessarily true. You can still be in your country. I mean, I can. And then with the internet, you can still work with people from other places. I guess with what I do also, like I like my art, I think about like my grandparents and how they had to leave China and never see their parents or family again. And we have options. We have so much options, I think.
Maybe too many.
Maybe sometimes. Yeah, paradox of choice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dear God, I pray for I have to concentrate with my left hand. Okay, something like that. So this is an artwork, and then there's gonna be a girl sculpture there. There's gonna be some paintings, maybe like the girl is like, oh dad, why are you bribing the police? What's going on? But it has to be very childlike. So I'm trying to make it more childlike right now. It's like the last exhibition I did was about the banking system. I turned my studio into a fake bank with a big signage that says meme bank, right? So we studied about, okay, how was paper money made? What is banks about? Very dry topic, and then we discovered that paper money was first invented in China and like ages ago through a metal plate. So we tried to use like metal to like print money and all that. So it was quite funny because in exchange for a fake banknote or fake artwork, we actually had real money, which was kind of weird. So I'm a bit of a troll. Yeah, I'm a bit of a like, I like to like play pranks a little bit. So I guess that's the child side of me. Okay, my next concept for my next art project. Okay, I think that's it.
Can you please sign it?
Okay. I hope that's not too weird.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay, cool. That's good to know. Yeah. Okay.
How do you sign it?
Okay. My signature is my surname in Chinese. Teaching you how to forge my signature, basically. And then my name.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I feel like I sat for an exam. Thank you. No, you made it. You all made it really like easier.